to pick it up Hindi.
Oh.
I
After
somehow missed picking up Hindi and I downloaded the English version.
I also read in Hindi.
Oh wow, really nice.
I did not, so to get my hands on a copy of the book, I had to like do so many manipulations because it's
No,
not
I also,
available in US for some
yeah.
reason.
I also read on Kindle in a Hindi version.
Okay.
same here, Kindle Hindi version.
If I had read it in Hindi, I would have not finished it by the time it was finished.
No, for things like this, I would really always want to read in the original language for the essence of it to really be there.
True.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, only languages I know is English and Hindi. I would love to have other language knowledge so that, when you read the literature or plays, especially in those languages, a lot of context, a lot of, the setting changes completely.
While I agree, there is a vast difference between would like to and able to. So that is what it is for me.
I really kicked myself for not picking the Hindi version, though I'm very good at reading Hindi. So I didn't know that it's available in Hindi. I just rushed to download the English version, and then somebody told me that the Hindi is available, and I missed it. I feel awful. I missed Hindi.
True. Even I am still planning to download the Hindi version and read again, to get that.
Do so, Prabha. Do so.
Yeah, I'll do. Because
the dialogues, I'm sure the Hindi would be.
I read the draft version online as well. It was so different.
About English version, I don't know, but the Hindi way that Amma B, her, rants about Jumman, I don't know how they would have come across.
I know. English sounded too sophisticated.
Basically, वो लखनऊ की language है ना, तो हिंदी में मजा आता है.
And even those certain nuances, that the English might miss out the language. When the description of the, what do you say, the dhoop,
I guess that is true for all translations.
It's lovely.
Because of Lucknow, he used some Urdu words.
Lot of it.
Okay, so that was really a miss in English then.
जुम्मन को क्या सब बोलती है that would look good in English version. And even the description.
I kind of read the English version and then I got the Hindi version. It took me about a couple of hours to read the English version and I'm still reading the Hindi version. I hope to finish by the end of this year.
By the end of this year?
It's not that big a book actually, and I'm assuming that because it was a play, the language will not be, that like a book. It won't be like a book. But I get what you're saying, it's definitely very hard to kind of switch. But sometimes I think you, just to get that, that flavor, you should, if you can, you should pick up the original language. There are some books in Marathi, which are I don't know if there are translations for it, very frankly. But only if you read it in Marathi, you will get that, like a joke or something in that particular flavor kind of thing. Like a lot of Pula Deshpande's books, you can't translate it in English. Like some of his one-liners or how you probably can, but you won't get it, kind of thing. So
yeah, I was just about to add to that, or to what Akshata is saying, that all the sarcastic dialogues that Ammabi has for Jumman, they would sound much better in Hindi as compared to the English. The English, while it gives you the feeling that she must have said it in sarcasm, to kind of lose out the punch.
Yeah.
I'm sure that would have been different. And there are these scenes where Jumman is at his so-called house or wherever he stays, and his friend, who's also the school, who's also his teacher, who also kind of tries to con
Yeah.
Amabi into going to their old age home or whatever. I mean, there is this series of events between them also, which seems like it would have been much better in Hindi. So yeah, obviously the Hindi would make a difference.
The whole, I think, relationship of the characters, that comes across very differently. Especially the relationship of Ammabi and Juman.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing.
That's a very interesting relationship, though. Like there is, there's all the deference, and there's he's obviously like, he will treat her like royalty and like a boss and everything, but at the same time he's like equally defiant, and he's like,
Yes.
why should I do this, why do I have to do this? That's very interesting, actually. That is a part I was like, this, I should really have read this in Hindi. I would like to know what they're talking about. Because in English, there's only so much you can translate. I don't think it's the translator's fault either, because
Yeah, no,
in
it's
every
not,
language
yeah.
there are nuances which can only be captured in the language itself. You cannot translate that in English.
Yeah.
Listen, and probably the author himself does it, like some writers have written their own, like suppose, like Rabindranath Tagore does, even the Bengali version is there and then the English version is there. I suppose he does it.
It's interesting that you should mention that. I read a report long back, like something by Gulzar, when he said that Rabindranath Tagore's translations left like much to be desired, even the translations made by Rabindranath himself.
Okay, then so
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
So he said that it really does not cover like how rich his literature is when you read the translation. It's really bad, is what his exact words were. I mean, if you Google it, you'll find it.
I mean,
Gulzar actually made a big commentary on it.
It's as good as you can make it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to sort of get a better translation of what Tagore was trying to say than what he has managed. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to translate, especially works that are of such high caliber. I think it's unless you have
caliber also, and like even in that case, like he's a lot of his stories, they are like very they capture a very simple emotion, like or simple characters or something. They're very unilateral, like very simple stuff. So if he's talking about something in the native Bengali language when he's writing it, so it's like a native will probably be able to catch it better than somebody who's reading it, and then in English, I mean. So you will still enjoy the story, I'm no doubt about it. You'll still enjoy the story and everything, but you'll probably miss out on those little things that like take a story from good to, my God, what a story, what a writer he was, kind of thing.
The same thing applies to this book as well, right? The characters are also simple. The storyline, it seems so natural. The flow is so natural. The reason why she even got a tenant and everything seems so natural. And the reason itself is so, it's really funny, to surreptitiously meeting a boy and a girl, and then she's thinking of something else. I'm talking of the book.
Yeah.
The pen. So the characters and everything is so simple, and that's what actually makes it all the more endearing, right?
What happened
Actually,
to that plot point? I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
I was wondering what happened to that plot point about the two people meeting, and that's what was scaring Amabi, and that was never revisited.
No.
Yeah, I think that was left there itself when they meet, and then the girl said 2 months later we will meet. I think that story they did not end at that point.
I think it was left.
So I found that pretty interesting. Sorry, Prabhat.
Yeah.
They kind of clarified it for the reader, but
Right.
not for Ammavi. I think
I think
Amma is
that was the
still
point.
in the dark there. Yeah,
Yeah,
That was the point actually. That, you know, it's like she's old. Is it a play of her mind? Is it like she's hallucinating? Has she become too lonely? Because the whole book touches on loneliness. So the thing is that if they revealed that kind of, you know, they didn't make it like a movie, right? It's a play. So it's like in the end, I think the doctor asks, you know, did you hear it again? So he's basically trying to prove ki, you know, this was like just you've been alone too long, you just needed someone at home kind of situation. And like I think like those people who met on her roof, there were probably many characters who saw the Haveli as like derelict, and you know, somewhere you could just like, who would catch them? There's like one occupant and she's probably like very old to come and check them out and too afraid to check them out. So they probably thought she like knocked out for the night and then use it like their playground kind of thing.
But that's the beauty, you know, they're meeting in the afternoon.
Yeah, they're meeting in the afternoon.
3
And
o'clock in the
see that-
afternoon.
Yeah.
No, and then
that's
that's
the
how
whole
they
thing. I don't
played
think
it out, right? That suddenly these two are gone as soon as the tenant enters the picture. So basically, the tenant takes care of the ghost. So that's exactly what you're trying to say, I guess. I mean, you know, is it a ghost? Is it just a play of her mind? Because somewhere you have Jumman also, who's petrified of being there because he is also somewhere heard those noises. He refuses to stay. Besides the fact that he has those afternoon lessons with his friend, somewhere they have shown that he is also kind of not comfortable with the idea of spending time there at that point in time.
हर कहानी में, हर बड़ी कहानी में एक अधूरी कहानी है.
Yeah, that's so nicely put.
Yeah, because if you see Jumman also, the whole point of his taking the lessons and all, that was not touched on. So it seems to imply that he wants to break from this entire like servitude. You know, he doesn't want to be like working for Ammabi anymore. In like on the whole as well, it seems like a lot of times she's blackmailed him into working there. Like he keeps reminding him that, you know, your lineage has been working here and you know, stuff like that.
And
So
you'll go to hell, and how will you face your papa, that is your father, and then your
grandfather.
Yeah.
I think the beauty of most stories that are like, you know, really classics, that there's a lot of things that are unsaid. It's left for the you know, audience to interpret. Like when you explain everything or you take everything to a conclusion, like what they then it kind of loses its magic, I think. So
In
when you
simple
leave a
story,
lot for the
it
interpretation,
should be that way, no? That each one
it
takes
should
their
be that
own
way.
thing. Otherwise, there's nothing. It's just too straightforward.
It is. And I think someone who's very perceptive to, especially people who work in the theater and all, they're very perceptive to, because they get a live audience every time. They're very perceptive to how people interpret it. They're very sensitive to it. So they let every person interpret it how, you know, however they want to. Because live characters itself are complex in real life, so they're like, why not like keep it like that? So it's up to you what you make of that story. They'll just give you like a premise, they'll give you something to follow up on, and then you can kind of build up on that, you know. So I mean, if they had explained, they had kind of boxed everything in this story as well, it probably would have just been another story. Like I remember in Doordarshan, there was another serial called Katha Sagar. If anybody used to see it, Katha Sagar used to have like these 1 hour episodes. They were also like really good stories because a lot of them were written by like people like Gulzar and all that. So they used to have all this like unexpected endings, or you know, something that would leave you wanting for more for the next episode. And that's all they had. They didn't have really anything else to go on. Like there was not like a lot of cinematography or anything like that.
They're
It was just
actually
a
more,
story.
I feel they're more like slice of life thing, because life is actually not so dramatic. Life is actually quite simple and, you know, dull and boring. And that is what happens in these stories. Nothing dramatic happens, nothing, you know, out of the ordinary happen. Everything doesn't get solved, everything doesn't get a closure. And that's how these stories are written, really. That's what I feel.
And essentially nobody cares who was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
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 I think the most I've heard is a reference to tea. That's all. Like somebody get tea or something like that. So
There was one point also brought, where the tenant gives her the check on her name. That was beautifully brought out. The
oh
whole
yeah.
story was about Amabi, her Haveli, her husband, her son, her grandson. And the day when she gets that check, he changed the entire book story. He turned it entirely.
Yeah, it's a
Dance
complete
and music.
transformation. I
It's-
mean, she
it
gets
was.
an identity, no? Suddenly
Yeah.
she
Suddenly
is
she's not
Ramavi.
just-
Otherwise, till then it's all about her Haveli, her son, her
Yeah.
servant, her tenant. I mean, it's around her. And then suddenly she is the central character.
Yeah, for the entire book, it's just Amma B. She's the Begum of, there's a whole background of her husband, and she's the Begum of Lal Haveli. And finally, she is transformed into her real identity, which is Mumtaz Siddiqui, if I'm not
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mumtaz.
she's not
She is
Amabi
Mumtaz
anymore.
Siddiqui.
Not just
That is also like a jolt to the readers that she has a name. When Sabiha asked that, what's your name? So that was also like something like a jolt to me as a reader, that we don't even know her. We don't even know her name. And she's Amabi universally. So it was, that part was very touching.
I think it was very poignant actually, because the thing is that it was very reflective of her times where someone gets married. Like, okay, she got married into a really aristocratic family, and she spent her whole life being that, whatever, daughter-in-law of that family. Like, that's how people perceive her, right? Even her respect. So she herself has forgotten her identity. So I think even for her to, she's probably never considered like something as a payment kind of thing. Nobody's paid her for anything and stuff. So it's a very significant moment. It's the book has probably been translated from the screenplay itself. So there are a lot of moments like that are like completely like it's like you're sitting in a theater and watching it. So there's somebody narrating it, but you don't really get the whole impact of it. Like, if you're watching a movie or a book, which will be more elaborate. So even there is a touch of the description of the Haveli in the beginning. So the Haveli is in the same state as like Amabi, like probably like 50 years ago. It was like very grand and, the talk of the town and stuff. Now it's probably in ruins right now. So that's the thing, that she has something attached to it, right? She almost must have grown up there. Like, she must have been married very young and all that. She's almost like grown with the Haveli. So she has that sense of duty and sense of, like belonging over there. But it's probably in the state where, like people just look at it as ruins. And that's what there's a scene where she comes back from the doctor's place and she sees that, the Haveli looks even more like kind of let down, that even she left it and she went. That's actually something that they would have conveyed in a play, like in a play with the backdrop. She comes, she sits in the chair and all of that. But the Haveli is the silent character in that whole scheme of things. Like, they've made it like a big character. Like, the alarm rings, the Haveli has not heard an alarm ring, like,
Essentially, I mean, the Haveli is the identity, parallel identity to Amavi.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
So did anyone get the sense of? Well, I was always waiting for Ammabi's son and daughter-in-law from the US to turn up. All through the book, I expected them to turn up at any moment in time, but it ended up without them doing that. Second, kind of sinister moment for me in the book was the origins and intentions of Sabiha at large.
Yeah.
So she came all of a sudden. They gave a very mysterious background to her. So where she's come from, the locked room, her disappearing for a whole 2 days or so without Amabi knowing. So these two things, they actually turned the book around for me, kind of, because I was expecting it to lead somewhere. And while it turned out to be innocuous, it was definitely a complete change in the texture of the book at large. First of all, from Sabiha, what she turned out to be, the affection that suddenly Ammabi seems to develop for her as if she was her real daughter, because that's how it ended up. And the fact that her own son and daughter-in-law did not turn up throughout, though she's actually spoken to them twice at least in the course of this very short book. And each time it is about them wanting to come but not coming, and her thinking about them coming, and going. Should she also be going to the US with them, or should she, till they come, be in that old age home? So these two things. So I would like to just ask the group at large, and maybe you can do a round robin here, as to what you think turned the book around, because this is, while it is one short book, it is not one straight through story. It was a whole up and down entire through these 97 odd pages that happened. So what is your thought on all of that? Let's just
we'll start with Dave. Actually, I think that I'm speaking like you often. I feel like I'm overwhelming the discussion.
Sabiha's disappearance, I felt, turned the entire this one. I felt that.
Yeah, same with for me. Sabiha's disappearance suddenly. I mean, when she entered the book, it seemed very, very. It's. I mean, we were expecting something very unexpected to happen because a new character has been introduced. Is she good enough as described, or she has some kind of shady past? So as we all have discussed, that there are layers of touch and go kind of hints in the book, the way society thinks, the way we all are ingrained to take single women in our life. Like, why is she single? Why is she working alone? Why is she staying alone? So I think there was a hint from the writer that we always try to see people, I mean, majorly in gray shades, because she can't be that good. Like the moment the moment somebody gets introduced and she is doing well or whatever, so you start feeling, no, something is more to this character. So this prejudices that the society has towards a single woman has chosen to live alone. And Ammabi also never asked questions why she is alone. I mean, what's her background? So these things are always attached as prejudices to a young woman. So I felt that the writer had deliberately made a disappearance overnight for 2 days, whatever, because that kind of suspense they wanted to create, so that that the readers and even Ammabi started thinking otherwise about the character of that girl. So there was a hint in there that we are very, very particularly very prejudiced as a society when it comes to a person who's staying alone or working alone. So that is where I felt that there was a hint somewhere that things should not be, I mean, for a single girl, people are generally biased to regarding their views, and suddenly Ammabi overnight changed regarding her character, and everybody has thought that she is not that good and she has some kind of shady past to herself. So that's what I felt, that there was a hint to it.
Nilesh?
For me, it was like like I live alone over here. So for me, I didn't feel like that was like a sinister part. I think it was just introducing, I mean, that specific part where she comes in as a roommate. Because, a lot of times I have like interviewed with like very weird people. Like I remember this is a slice of my life. I had like a person come in to see my room, and I remember I was with another girl, and we had 3 rooms, and she went into one of the rooms and she asked us to leave her alone. So we left her alone. And then like she switched off all the lights in the top floor, and she was sitting there in darkness like for 15-20 minutes. Like we were scared. At the end of it, we were like, how do we get her out of the house? Because it freaked us out, that 15-20 minutes. And there were many other characters like that who came in and went, who gave us like chapters we can laugh about later. But like I think that was a whole thing that she came in as you're probably right, that's probably what the intention was, but probably because I go through all this roommate process myself, I was like, okay, you have characters like this. She probably, like the way she spoke to Amma B and all, like she didn't have any fear or intimidation of the character, is probably because she was not local, so she didn't know her, you know she probably thought, like what's the big deal, this hag is like kind of, making such a big deal of stuff and all. But yeah, the thing that stood out to me was when she disappeared overnight. I mean, I didn't get it at all. Like there's one thing where you have like untold stories and all, but like in the end it was like, okay, she makes toys, she has orders, and she went to her friends who didn't fulfill her orders. So why will she disappear overnight for that? I just didn't get it. Like I was like, that doesn't make sense apart from adding that element of drama, to
Yeah.
kind of do all that. Like that just didn't fit in with that story. And they probably, like, it was one of those creative liberties, like where they just wanted to, like for a lonely, like again, like I live alone, so I know exactly some of the emotions that they're talking about, because like if you're living abroad, it's already very isolated over here. Social life is like very different. So that whole thing that when you meet someone for some time, you completely forget the other part of your life, and you're like, you mix with them and all. But it only takes for that character to go away for you to go back to what you were, kind of thing. I got that on many levels, I got that. But I did not get why that character had to disappear. So I think again that is one of the things about a play being transformed into a book, because as an audience you will not think of it like when you're reading in a book, like, okay, this character disappeared, like why did she disappear, or what is, like, how Sachin said, like, suddenly you're introducing a character who's like, who seems to bring like many, that sinister element. Yeah, like when she comes in, you definitely as a reader you expect something to happen. I never expected a son and daughter-in-law to return through the course of the book, because I think that was the whole point of the book, that she's like struggling, to kind of she's like bound in many ways, right? She's probably never had the need to go down to locals and talk with them and mingle with them, and suddenly she's come to the stage of life where I think it was a ghostly occurrences that forced her to kind of seek out people or seek out that old age home. But yeah, the roommate character was definitely a, that I think that was supposed to be a page, like kind of shocker for the audience as well. Like the author wanted you to think, they wanted you to anticipate kind of situation, like what will happen now.
Nilesh, any input from you?
एक्चुअली जो मुझे इस बुक के बारे में पता चला है वो थोड़ी सी एक डिटेल में बता रहा हूँ. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल पंकज कपूर ने ये वो फिल्म की स्टोरी लिख रहे थे, और फिल्म की स्टोरी लिख रहे थे तो उनके एक फ्रेंड है, फिल्म के लिए वो गया नहीं, तो उनके एक फ्रेंड है कलकत्ता के, उन्होंने उनको बताया कि इससे नॉवेल बन सकता है. तो ये सरप्राइज एलिमेंट्स और ये जो सब है माइट बी बिकॉज ऑफ फिल्म का उन्होंने सोचा होगा, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट उन्होंने उस स्टोरी में ऐड किए होंगे, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. और इस स्टोरी का जो उनको जो सूझा है ये स्टोरी, एक्चुअली सुप्रिया पाठक की जो मॉम है, उनकी मिसेस सुप्रिया पाठक, उनकी जो मॉम है दीना पाठक, दादर में उनका वहाँ पे घर है, वहाँ पे मतलब मोस्टली सब एल्डरली पीपल्स रहते हैं, उनके फैमिलीज के सब जो लड़के लड़कियाँ हैं वो यूएस यूके में सेटल हो गए. तो एक लोनलीनेस है, और दीना पाठक के घर में वो लोग सब बैठे थे, और पूरा सन्नाटा, और सिर्फ सीढ़ियों की आवाज़ आती थी, सीढ़ियों में कोई धड़ 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 करके ऊपर जा रहा है या नीचे आ रहा है. तो वो एक चीज़ से उनको सूझा लिखने के लिए, और उसी ऊपर से उन्होंने वो दोपहरी में वो एलिमेंट लाया था सरप्राइज है कि अम्मा भी डरती है किसी आवाज़ से. तो वो जो आवाज़ थी वो वहाँ से आई थी. बेसिकली वो बॉम्बे के बारे में लिखने वाले थे, बॉम्बे में रहने वाले एक एल्डरली लेडी के बारे में लिखने वाले थे जो मतलब वो लोनली है ऐसा, बट स्टार्टिंग वर्ड का अम्मा भी, और फिर वो लखनऊ से स्टार्ट हो गया, तो फिर लखनऊ हो गया। वेल रीडिंग ऑल्सो मेरे दिमाग में कैरेक्टर्स पहले से ही जमा हो गए थे, बोले अम्मा भी मतलब हाँ मीना कुमारी जैसे रहेगा, तो मीना माइट भी मीना कुमारी रहेगा। एंड दिस जुम्मन जुम्मन, हाँ दैट रघुवीर यादव, रघुवीर यादव जुम्मन कैरेक्टर के लिए, क्योंकि उसका मुंगेरी लाल का वो देखा था कैरेक्टर, तो वो दिमाग में आ रहा है। देन जैसे जैसे एक एक कैरेक्टर पढ़ता गया तो एक एक मतलब हम लोग है ना, जब एक फिल्म राइटर जब लिखता है ना तो वो उसमें विजुअलाइजेशन इफेक्ट डाल देता है, तो हम लोग विजुअलाइज करना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, तो ऐसा कुछ हुआ मेरे साथ। और सादिया सिद्दीकी को मैंने इस रोल में देखा, दैट गर्ल साबिया, तो एक एक करके कैरेक्टर सामने आ गए। बेसिकली पूरा स्टोरी में एक्चुअली देखने जाए तो ऐसा है कि एक लोनली वुमन है, एल्डरली है, बस उतना ही बेसिक वही है। उसके जो लड़का है वो बाहर देश गया है एंड शी इज़ अलोन, उसके लाइफ में कोई गोल नहीं है एंड ऑल, बट एक ड्रामेटिक एक एक बीच में जो एलिमेंट्स डाला हुआ है उसकी वजह से जो मज़ा मज़ा आ रहा है। या फिर जुम्मन की बात है, जुम्मन और अम्मा बी का जो वार्तालाप है उसमें जो मज़ा है, एक एक छोटी छोटी मोटी नोकझोंक है, वो सुनने में जो मज़ा आता है ना वो अलग ही है। मतलब बोलते हैं ना एक खिचड़ी है, वो खिचड़ी लखनऊ की खिचड़ी है। रियली मज़ा आता है पढ़ने में। आई थिंक आज कल रात को दूसरी बार पढ़ा होगा उसको।
Somehow, even I connect with Akshata and Nilesh. You know, this book probably was written as a story to be visualized. Right? It was not written to write as a novel. So probably वो कि character हम देख रहे हैं कि character आया सामने और then just निकल गया. No, the surprise element कि एक character is missing for 2 days. So probably when you watch on the theater, watching the theater live show performance, you know, "Arey, where is it?" It's like a lot of emotions goes on in the audience. He is missing, and the time when the re-entry happens, like कोई हिंदी Bollywood movies में, you know, कि hero नहीं दिख रहा है या मतलब something happens, it's a kind of a change, you know, तो वो audience का they will not कहाँ गया था, that question will never come to the audience. So he is written, so that character has written the life has come back. So that is the more importance probably given to that particular disappearance of Sabia there. And I agree to even Akshata for that point where you know her son and daughter-in-law did not come. The whole book probably was considering the loneliness. You know, I think even in today's day there are a lot of parents who stay alone. You know, their children abroad. You know, a lot of things happens with them. They always have a urge. They need to talk to them. They need to return. And I think that loneliness exists everywhere. So I think that was the main important. Even having the blood relations, blood relatives to you, your son, your daughter away from you, and you're still trying to connect that love to someone who you don't know anyone. Even a small hint of like she gave all the love to Savia. She never knew who is she. Even that was not revealed till end. Her background of that character, but she did everything for her to get that order done, and that love she showered for her.
No, I felt, somewhere regarding Sabiha, initially there is friction as soon as she enters, as the tenant or whatever, because she has entered from nowhere. And then that Jaunpur thing, it's so typical where you kind of, अरे ये तो मेरा गांव वाला, and suddenly, कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. You have no clue कौन है, क्या है, but you seek that familiarity, I think Akshata, you can associate more.
भले ही वो
with
जौनपुर
this.
की चोरी क्यों नहीं हो,
Exactly.
जौनपुर के चोर नहीं हो, but
Jaunpur thing,
जौनपुर की है.
there's a Jaunpur thing, but it's also like I feel like it's like how when we are here, and suppose you find like a fellow Indian, regardless of how many Indians are there,
It
you're like,
happens.
oh, you're acha from where are you in India and all that. You start, hitting up the
Exactly.
conversation.
The
And
connect
even in this,
comes.
it's like, she's so starved for company. I mean, the one of the things that with Juman is that one, he works for her. Second is, I think that she really finds him to be an idiot. She cannot have a conversation with him. So for her to have like someone who gives her back, or who she can have a conversation with, it's actually like, for as a human being, it's like a release for her. Like, okay, fine, I have someone to talk to. And she kind of focuses, because she's been so lonely for so long, she kind of focuses everything. Like, if this girl asks for flowers, she'll probably give her a garden. She's probably reached that stage. So for her, it's probably not very unnatural. And I think one of the reasons I could connect with it is because when I'm living here also, it's the same thing. Like, over here as well, it's like that. Like, when you meet up with someone after a long time, you will find everybody will go out of their way to, like, if anybody's visiting or something, to have like a lot of fun, because otherwise we live like such like clockwork lives over here. So it's like something that I could relate to. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could see why she was doing it. It was very relatable. So, but what she didn't expect, I thought, the end was like, definitely, I don't think any, like with her, I think even we were surprised. Like that whole, when she asked her name and all that, she probably had to think for a minute, like a second, what's my name kind of thing, you know, like in that whole thing when she goes back, she's no longer Amabi. She's like, this is my name and this is what I have earned, like kind of
That's what
thing.
she
There was
says.
a
No, that
big moment in that book.
yeah. In the end, she says that I'm not Ammabi. I am, Mumtaz Siddiqui. She says
Yeah,
that aloud also. So for
yeah,
me, Sachin, to answer your question, the change was when she's visited the old age home, and she's come back, and when she enters the Haveli again the next day after staying at the doctor's place, there are some lines here that says that uh, uh, तो भी को एहसास हुआ कि कहाँ जाके रहने की सोच रही थी मैं, ये सब एक ही रात में कितने तन्हा हो गए मेरे बिना. So that is where she says कि whoever's driving me out is not going to drive me out. I'm going to take charge now, and now things will turn. And that's when things turn for take a different turn completely. Till then, she was helpless. She was driven by the things that were happening around her. But then she takes charge. She decides that, okay, now I'm going to, do something different. And so that was first, where she decides that now I'm going to keep a tenant, which she was always opposed to earlier. And then, of course, Sabiha's entry and how all her relationship changes. Which so there, I feel one more thing is that there's a poem that I always relate to. Ki, yeah, you can't have the perfect thing, but who's stopping you from building a life out of what you have, what you get? So she can't have her family, she can't have her son, she can't have the grandson that she wants. But she's slowly learning to piece together a new life for herself, something that she isn't familiar with, uh, for herself, with people who know her who have come to know her for who she is rather than who what she represents, like the Ammabi. And she's created a new life for herself. So when her son and family, they eventually come, they probably may not recognize her for who she is, because now she's herself. She's not Ammabi only. So those are two turning points for me, if you ask. She takes charge. She is not driven by circumstances anymore.
I think if you look at Amabi's character, it's not just like, if you look at her, she's like a 65-year-old lady. uh, all of her life she's probably lived in a place where, like, okay, she lived in a place where she didn't have to do a thing to, like lift a finger to do anything, kind of situation. She probably had people at a beck and call every time. So that's why this whole thing where she's alone is like more emphasized. To go from that to, to go and like even plead with the only other up, like I was just thinking of my mother. She probably does that to the bai Like she's like, oh, please come, please come for that half an hour on the festival days. Please come early. I have a lot of work. But then, we are used to it. She's probably never been in that place. And the thing is, like, towards the end of the book, I think it's not just like her wanting a different life. You're right. But what I think it was that, how like throughout her life, she was probably not aware of herself. She's just like kind of carried on with life. So for her, this was more than being independent, because I think, she's, for lack of a better word, she's probably like been too used to being a certain kind of way, but discovering something within herself that is herself. So she'll probably approach things a little differently. Like, she won't be so dependent, like maybe on her son, or, she will find something better
Yeah,
to
she's
do. She'll
moving on
probably
in
not
life.
be,
She's moving on.
yeah, she won't be
Yeah.
that dependent. She won't be that dependent is, I think, what they wanted
Exactly.
to
She was
imply.
either dependent on her son
And
or Juman or someone. She was always looking out कि कोई
Yeah.
आके मुझे ये कर देगा, कोई मुझे उस भूत से बचा लेगा, या कोई मेरा अकेलापन दूर कर देगा. But suddenly, it is herself. She is going to do it. अब मैं करूँगी. मेरा भी एक identity है. मैं कुछ कर सकती हूँ. मैं किसी और के लिए भी कुछ कर सकती हूँ. Like when she helps Sabiha, she feels empowered. She likes to do things for Sabiha, to help someone. When she sees Sabiha in trouble, she jumps at the opportunity because she feels needed. She feels like she can make a difference in somebody's life. There's something that someone needs her. So that need is also very big, and that kind of gives her a new life.
Yeah, but I think the ambition part of that might not be that enlarged. Like she might not be thinking of like doing something. I think it's just realizing it's like
she doesn't
with
want to
each
do
one
a
of us,
business. No,
realize-
that's not the idea. The idea is that she's now ready to live. She's now ready to move on instead of being dependent and looking
Yeah,
at
so
people. It's not about her doing a
yeah,
business.
that's what I meant. It's probably like very subtle, because I think the point is that tomorrow, even if Sabiha goes out from the picture, she will survive, kind of thing. She will find a way to like
She's moved
because
on.
she kind of knows her thing. Like she knows herself. I won't think of it in a much bigger picture than that, simply because I cannot imagine the character doing that.
She basically finds herself, Akshata. That's what I think we are, that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
And even helping Sabiha and, feeling empowered, she just does that. I mean,
She just
most
does
of
that,
us
yeah.
essentially just do things because we are supposed to do it. I mean, we don't think twice about, okay, this is why or whatever. You just do it. Most of the stuff you just do it, and it's one day to the next. That's the way she's lived her entire life. She was supposed to get married, she got married. She came to the Haveli, she was supposed to do it. It just happened, and suddenly she finds herself in a different picture. So that 65 years old becomes a 65-year young woman. That's what I felt. The transformation is in her mind rather than anything else.
You put it perfectly. That's what I was trying to say. Probably something as subtle, as empowering as that. I mean, from that point, you can do anything, You can do anything from there. Once you are like, you find yourself, like that spark in yourself, till that time you are like, oh no, I can't do this, or, I need this person or that person. But then at one point, you're like, okay, fine, I think I'll be fine. I mean, it's nothing bigger than that. You're like, okay, I'll be fine at this point. I can take it from here, kind of thing.
That was strong point, Mansi. I think that is what the whole book about. To identify herself individually as what she is, because I think even in today's date, what we do is like, we are supposed to do. Chal raha hai, like puppets in the world. So that was something, an extra effort that she found here. That this is some happiness lies in this, and she can be a purpose. Basically, what we urge to have always. So she probably
isn't this what
finally
happens even with us, na? I mean, you kind of start doing something maybe because it just stumble upon. Most of the times you stumble upon something, and it's later that it kind of clicks that this is suddenly changed you as a person. somewhere that gives you a big confidence boost or whatever it is. All of us are kind of stumbling our way through life, pretty much. That's what
So
I
that
feel.
end of the day gives a purpose for your
Exactly.
existence.
And end of the day, no matter how many people you're surrounded by, or even if you're on your own, I mean, you're never lonely. I mean, it's individuals, that's why we are called individuals. Bottom line, it is up to you, no matter who you're surrounded with, family, without family, friends, whatever, you make it happen, right? You can be surrounded by 20 people constantly doing something and be the loneliest person in that place.
Absolutely true.
It's
Absolutely
in your
true.
mind.
Drawing an example, what Mansi said that, so you have it in you, but it's a matter of discovering.
Exactly.
So drawing an example from that book, when Sabiha went to deliver so and so number of toys in just a very short time, she was very, very overwhelmed by the whole stress and everything. And the solution was like a quick solution from Amabi, who like gave a call to the tailor and bring this machine, 2 machines and 2 people. She just did it like in a zippy, like she had it everything in place. And so she is well equipped as a person, she is well connected, but it's just that she didn't know that she had it in her, that whole spark that we see suddenly, that she's alive and she's like organizing everything, that toys to be made and all people are being organized. So that thing was always there with her. It's not that she made new connections, these were already there in her hands. It's just that she just discovered that the solution was in her hands. So that is what the whole crux of this book, I take it as, give the old reason to live. And she found that reason, that I want to live my life like a whole, and not just being dependent on Juman or any XYZ person.
True, true, true. Very true.
So I just sort of, given what the turning points were and all that, I just wanted to share one picture that I found about another character in this book, and I feel this is a good representation of that very interesting but underrated character. So just bear with me for a second. This person.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Did come into my
Such a
mind. You're going
beautiful
to-
description of all those weeds growing on in that this one,
Here
courtyard.
I have a garage that I go to where I service my car and all, and he has one of these cars, like not this one, but he has another vintage car, and you won't believe it. He has like flowers and kind of creepers out of it, and like it's really, I don't know what it's still doing in his parking lot. It has everything growing out of it. It's in a totally junkyard state, but is there outside his garage. So I think that probably you'll probably find like vintage cars, and I used to work with someone who used to kind of um, buy these vintage cars from exhibition and then kind of put them back together, and he used to spend hours and hours. That was like his hobby and his passion, and repaint them and everything and then take them for competitions. So it's interesting. Yeah.
This one actually is a 1936 Austin 7. So the year fits. So
Okay.
so this probably would be the car that maybe sort of came to Lal Haveli in, and she's never left. She's never taken the journey outward from on this car, and she's always been in Lal Haveli. Perhaps
That's a different statement. She came in this car and she never left. It's a very strong one.
I think until the moment that she got the check, she probably, the car has sort of kept her, and Lal Haveli has kept her, and she was Ambibi of Lal Haveli. And once she gets the check, she is Mumtaz Siddiqui. She will now be able to take the card out, or she'll be able to take herself out. I don't know.
Actually, name of the book is also interesting. Very
Sorry, what is that?
Dopehari, name of the book.
of the book.
There's also that character who's like the teacher, teacher of Juman.
Nathul.
Like we all meet characters like that in our life. We'll always have that one person who's like very sympathetic with you, very empathetic with you. He's like your friend and everything. But it won't take a split second to throw you in the ditch, put you in a situation where you're like, oh my God. And it will take you a while to realize that, or maybe like many years to realize, oh, like this person was behind this kind of thing. Like you'll always have characters like that in your life where you'll never know what they're doing, but they're probably not your friends. Kind of thing. I thought he would actually touch more on it, when like Juman got him to be hired by Amma B or something. I thought he would create trouble, like steal some of her valuables or some, because he seemed to have the correct, like corrupt genes, at least in the book, to do that. But I don't think they even touched on him after the initial, this thing. The only thing they saw was like, that his insecurity, where Juman doesn't consider him to be in that guru position anymore. But they didn't really elaborate on that character either.
I mean, Juman and Nathu's relationship. What is it? Nathu or Nathu? Nathu. Okay. And I believe another character that probably appears and disappears once or twice and does play a major role, but then we don't explore him too much, perhaps, is Dr. Saxena.
Doctor.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, you also look at the, there are two people. I mean, of course, he was friends with Amibi's husband, and I think they went to college together.
Yeah,
sure.
the husband.
Exactly. And they're fast friends throughout life. And it's interesting because they are, I was trying to find what the commonality was and what, in fact, Amibi's husband or Mumtaz Siddiqui's husband used to do. I've forgotten. Is it mentioned anywhere what he used to do?
No, I don't think it has not been stressed anywhere. But I think they are from a Nawabi family. So, right. So Amibi is from a Nawabi family. That Haveli is because of her husband being a Nawab. And I think we all know that during those times, what Nawabs used to do was they did not do anything. They basically just ruled.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of servants and Pusteni Jaidad, as they call it. So which Amibi is still left with. And I think at the same time, he was educated, and that's where Dr. Saxena and he became friends right since their early days. And that's how their friendship stood the test of time. And now it is Dr. Saxena who is kind of shown as a mentor, or basically a help, or the only help that she can fall upon as a last resort. Because you see, she first tries Juman, then she tries whatever she has at her disposal, but ultimately he seems to be the word of law, and she's actually a little scared of him as well, as to what his opinion would be or what he would think. And I think that's how it boils down through the entire, even the point where Amibi was almost going to take up residence at the old age home. It was Dr. Saxena's intervention which actually kept her out of it, because he knew it to be a problem place and she could have been trapped in that. But ultimately, all's well that ends well, and that's why she reached at the end of it. And that's where the another place where Nathu's I'll use the Hindi word Doglagiri comes to the face, because he actually was trying to get Juman to get Amami there and settle there, and he was saying that she'll be better off there, the Haveli will be empty and all of that. So I think it's a very interesting intermeshing of the roles and relationships that the characters here have, and to do it in a space of 97 pages, that too which is not actually the shape of a novel, it is more like a play. Really something. I think only a person of the caliber of Pankaj Kapoor, who has his eyes set on the stage as well as on the book at the same time, can manage to do in the space of one single telling.
Yeah.
Completely.
And Amami is like, like Dr. Saxena, I found it very, very interesting that उनका रोल इन द बुक वाज एग्जैक्टली लाइक हाउ यू वुड से कि मतलब लाइफ में ऐसा है कि फोन करे तो मैं आ जाऊंगा टाइप्स उससे ज्यादा उनका रोल था ही नहीं. आप फोन करो, वो जरूरत होगी तो मैं आ जाऊंगा.
Thank God Juman didn't have to carry his bag. सब ठीक हो जाएगा, मैंने दवाई दे दी है, वो डायलॉग नहीं था कहीं पे बुक में.
Look,
पुराने हिंदी
उनका
फिल्म में सब
literally वही
डॉक्टर
रोल
होते
है
थे ना.
बुक में, like that voice of reason in that book, And अमीबी का ऐसे मतलब she is so particular about the roles in her life. Like जुम्मन नौकर है, मतलब वो नौकर ही है, वो idiot ही है, वो ऐसे ही है types. So that I found like very like in character throughout the book, Like उनको कुछ ज्यादा shape दिया ही नहीं, भाई तुम्हारा यही है.
But I guess this was one character kind, you always have someone like this in your lives. They don't have big names, but they have a big role to do in your life. So that was the character of Dr. Saxena. Though the character is not much emphasized, but the little what is mentioned, it was the major role for the Amabi in the book.
He's probably like, someone that her son has said, ki you take care of my mom, and the son communicates with the doctor. So, and like I said, her character is such that she's always been taken care of. That probably explains the difference, ki, okay, now she expects ki, okay, Dr. Saxena, whenever he can, he will take those decisions for her or take care of her. And that's probably her sense of security when, everything else around her, she seems to be like alone, like that one scene where she's like, she hears noises and she doesn't even sleep. She's just like that. When Juman finds her in the morning, it was very relatable, like, for an old lady to, be living in such a big mansion alone. I mean, probably when you're much older, living in a flat will be scary. So I can only imagine how it must be living in a mansion, like that, and then hearing voices or noises.
But as Juman character also, it's quite relatable, because we all know a lot of Jumans in our lives, the bhaiyas and the people who, maybe the nariyal wala or the fool wala who comes to our house and can do some odd jobs also. So these kind of people are everywhere. So I found Juman I like that character, in fact, that he could actually take up so much of humiliation, yet he was rock solid as a support to Amabi. I mean, these characters are everywhere. I mean, whether we are there or not, but these characters will always live. The buyers and the drivers, we all know. I mean, we don't know why they go to Visarjans or why do they go to processions, but still they would want to be part of every social event, and they want to celebrate everything because they want to grab the life as a whole, get married, have children. So they have a whole complete life. They want to lead the complete life and grab life as it is. We are very restrained in our desires and our what we want to do, but I think these Jummans are always the ones who enjoy the most, and I like that character.
There was this one scene that I found so funny right in the beginning of the book, where he's like, I'm going to get married, and Amabi laughs and he breaks a dish or something. I was like, this is so much like, my ghar ki bai, she'll probably have to be so careful. Like what you say and all of that. I was like, this is so funny. I wish, there was more of like those tiny, maybe it is there in the Hindi book, I don't know, like sprinkled through the book, but yeah, I mean, that's the limitation of that book, I think, in that sense. There are some quirks you could have had more of, if it was like a full-fledged book, it was limited in that sense.
How did you like the end of the book? Did you think it satisfied you? Did you think it was a completion in the true sense of a book? Did
I think
you
it was a
think
little
that the
forced.
story could, yeah? So do you think the story could have, been more logically concluded, or do you think that there is space for Pankaj Kapoor to write Dupehari 2?
I guess
I would
Dupehari 2
definitely-
can be come. I mean,
Yeah,
as a sequel.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
definitely.
touch points which, like we discussed, that has not become a story. So maybe the Dupehari 2 arises
I
probably.
think the way he's written it, the audience would definitely like to know each of these characters a little more, kind of thing. There was a lot of this thing. But in the end, I think, I think it was like he just wanted to bring it to an end. It seemed like that. Like, given the whole structure of the book, in the end, where she goes to the moon and she says that, I felt it was more to like end the book rather than this thing itself. It didn't sit well with me with how the book was structured, but that's okay. But yeah, I did feel that it could have been done probably in a better way. It felt like he brought it on, like, okay, fine, we're done with the story now. Let's.
I think it
So-
would have set well in the play. I mean, it ends on a high. That's, as I said, it's a
Yeah.
play which has been transformed into a book. A book, this one would probably be a series.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So for me, actually, if I say that Dupehari 2, it was like when she stands there, it's rather than an end, it's like a new beginning.
Yeah.
Probably something new. One story of a life, a chapter has closed, and the new chapter begins. Sachin, I think you are trying to tell your own news.
Yeah, I was on mute by mistake. On a lighter note, Prabha, I don't know if you mentioned this, but Prabha pointed out that a review of Dupehari on DYRT was liked by none other than Pankaj Kapoor himself.
Yes.
So,
Mansi ka review if you check, Pankaj Kapoor has liked your review.
Mansi
Did you
doesn't
read
know,
today?
my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know Pankaj Kapoor is in the group.
Insta.
So on Insta,
Yes.
he must have seen it tagged as Dupehari, and he's gone and liked it. And I think Prabha tried to message him to ask if he could join this discussion. So just imagine if you would have joined.
Try करने में क्या जाता है? This was Mansi का, try करने में क्या जाता है? I messaged him, Prabha IDs and the Did You Read Today IDs also with no reply, unfortunately.
I want to know.
I
when
wrote a
they
review
cast
as
it.
well for Dupehari. I should probably go and post it on Insta and get my
Yes, tag
10
him.
seconds of,
No.
like I got liked by a celebrity.
Let's post this video link and tag him, so he
No,
can
I
come.
was where I was coming to is that in case by chance, by whatever quirk of fate, if he had been here, we could have actually asked him to write the Dupehari 2 and not talked
ये
about
ज्यादा
it.
करके है ना एक आर्ट फिल्म जैसे लगता है कि आर्ट फिल्म में कैसे कि सामने वाले पब्लिक है ना वो सोचती है फिल्म में उसका ज्यादा रोल रहता है
Yeah.
तो इस बुक में है ना रीडर्स का ज्यादा रोल है उनको सोचना है हर स्टोरी का जो छोटा छोटा स्टोरी छोड़ दिया है ना उनके बारे में सोचना है
I think that is
कंप्लीट बुक है
वो हमेशा एक ऑथर के लिए विन होता है कि आप अगर कुछ लिखो और सामने वाला बैठ के एक्चुअली सोचे कि आपने कैसे लिखा है या आप ये कैरेक्टर के बारे में क्या सोचो। वो ऑथर के लिए कितना बड़ा कॉम्प्लीमेंट है कि आपने कोई तो कैरेक्टर फिक्शनली बनाया है एंड लोग कितना उसके नुआंसेस के बारे में सोचते हैं कि क्या हो सकता है।
एक जगह पे मैं ये भी सोच रहा था कि शरबती और जुम्मन का क्या होगा आगे जाकर।
शरबती, that was so funny that she's talking to अम्मा भी डॉक्टर सक्सेना थिंग्स। मुझे वो पहले पेज में समझा नहीं था। I didn't realize what she meant by I'm talking to अम्मा भी only. And then I realized the Sabia is looking at her and she's like, she's not bad looking, only her one eye looks here and one eye. Yeah.
ऐसा
That
कैसा
is when
रहा?
I realized what she meant. I was like, oh God. Seriously, there's so many like fun elements in this book that could have
Yeah,
been.
so that thing about Juman seeming to have this massive crush on Sabiha as soon as she
Yeah,
comes,
yeah, I know.
that is like the comic moment in a very serious art movie. So,
And the red scarf.
वो मतलब पूरा फिल्म में लाल रुमाल बांध के और वो सब
लाल
yes,
रुमाल.
comic, but at the
Yeah.
same time tragic because it's not going to end well. Because we already know that it's not going to end well because that's not
That's not
what
going to
we
end
want.
well.
What,
But
मतलब
वो
वहाँ
translation,
पे जो
वो
अम्मा भी उसे झाड़ती है ना, इतना बुरा लगता है ना, मतलब हमें अपने पुराने दिन याद आ जाते हैं.
नहीं, वो ट्रांसलेशन की जब बात हुई ना, सी इन दैट देयर इज अ डायलॉग वेयर आई डोंट नो इफ एनीबॉडी हियर हैज read the Hindi version, but he says Juman puts kajal. I am sure in Hindi it must have been surma.
Surma.
सुरमा था, लेकिन इंग्लिश में काजल लिखा था. I was like, अरे यार, यहाँ तो सुरमा लिख देते. You know, this definitely it was like.
so I don't know. Maybe we can, it's an English translation, but there are many words which, like for example, kajal. Kajal is a word which is obviously in Hindi only. And what do you think when the book got translated? Was the author wanting only English-speaking Indians to read the book, or was he targeting a larger audience? Because see, even Kajal, if, for example, a Brit was to read it, would it sound better than putting Surma there? Would he anyway know Kajal versus Surma? I don't think
I
that.
don't think Kajal can be replaced with surma at all.
सही
Surma
है.
का
और देखा जाए ना तो
surma
लखनऊ की जो उर्दू भाषा है ना, वो हर जगह बोली नहीं जाती. उर्दू तो हमें भी थोड़ी बहुत समझ में नहीं आती, बट द थिंग इज दैट हमें हमारे यहाँ भी काजल बोला जाता है, लेकिन कुछ जगह ऐसे है जैसे मुस्लिम एरियाज है, वहाँ पे सुरमा और बोला जाता है उसको. ठीक है, तो वो लार्जर ऑडियंस को ही ध्यान में रख के लिखा गया होगा, बिकॉज कुछ वर्ड्स ऐसे हैं ना कि जिनको समझने के लिए डिक्शनरी ओपन करनी लगती है, हिंदी में भी जो लिखा गया है उसमें.
बट यू नो जो इंडियन ऑथर्स होते हैं उनके काफी बुक्स में हिंदी वर्ड्स होता है. Like when you read books and all, there are many times that they will put it in italics and all.
Yeah.
But हाँ, तो
but the translation becomes a bit different challenge, I guess.
जैसे 61 पेज पे एक है, धूप जब दबे पाओ हवेली का आंगन पलांगती हुई बरामदे में आ बसी, तो रोशनदान ने भी अपनी मजबूरी जाहिर करते हुए इसे अम्मा भी की गोद में फेंक दिया. अभी ये हिंदी में सुनने में है ना, मतलब हम विजुअलाइज करना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. अभी इंग्लिश में इसका कैसे होगा, आई डोंट नो.
Nilesh, I think with your reading this, I am very much intrigued to read the Hindi version right now. Because I, frankly speaking, after reading the first thing I checked with Sachin and Ren was, did you read Hindi or English? I somehow felt something was missing in the English. I think the first chapter में the start, कुछ mention किया है English में. The sun, I don't remember the exactly word. I don't have it right now in front of me. The sun kissing, sunrise के बारे में या something, But somehow I felt कि ये translation वहाँ पे दिखाई दिया कि ये translate किया हुआ है करके. So I thought, I should have picked up Hindi.
Yeah. Got you.
That sentence I don't remember exactly, but then I went
I remember
on.
that. Yeah.
वो word जो use किया था English में, normally it is not a part of an English literature, So it was like kind of a exact translate की कोई Hindi word को just मैंने translate कर दिया वहाँ पे. So I felt, something was missing. Probably those Hindi lines, the way that you communicated now, Nilesh, I think I'm surely going to read it Hindi once again.
The descriptions I was telling you, the sun, dhoop, winter sun, description, and the ravings and rantings about Juman, and Juman's defense, uska bhi wo stands, all this that it's much more better in Hindi.
Mostly ये जो
हिंदी वन मैंने I think we lost him.
Yeah, I think he's.
Yeah, I think. So I was just wondering if it's only my end, but I think
I found in the first paragraph there's a line in the English version which says, her gaze slipped over the walls and stopped at the door, through which she anxiously began to look at the courtyard. It was pouring sunlight outside.
Yes, perfect.
That is what I thought. Yeah.
Yes, perfectly.
That's what I said.
Perfectly. So if you read this
Exactly.
Hindi, it's a something different. I had read it online as well.
Because
I mean,
English mein you don't write it like that. So that
pouring
when I read
sunlight. Perfect.
pouring sunlight.
I think Hindi mein I had found it. I think if we can check that or maybe
So the
try.
Hindi version says,
Yeah.
"Khoob dhoop baras rahi thi bahar,"
Yes. Yes.
which is fine, but the English
Yes.
version is, ugh, it's cringe.
Yeah, perfectly. When this perfect statement you got it. So this was a line. I was like, what is this? Something is missing here. This probably would have been something else in Hindi. So I searched online and I got that it was a different statement. So if you remember Sachin, probably the first thing I asked, what did you read, English or Hindi? I thought, why? It was a regret for me. I took English when I know Hindi. I don't read Hindi, I write Hindi, but still I felt I should have read this in Hindi.
So if you wanted to read this for this book discussion, then I would advise people who don't really read Hindi a lot to read in English. But if you want to read this book just for the joy of the language and construction, I think then you have to read it. No doubt about that. It's just that if you want to participate in a discussion on the book, which is supposed to start in the next 20 days, then reading Hindi is not a good idea. Not for me at least. So that was my opinion.
Yeah, I think at some point in my life, I will go back to the Hindi version and try to read.
I kind of started the book, I think, last Tuesday. I was trying to rush through the Shadow and Bone series because I want to watch the TV show. So I finished that and then I went over to Dopehri and I saw it was pouring sunlight. And Hindi. I got the Hindi one and my reading speed dropped by a factor of 100. So I'm like, okay, get the English back. So that was. I had to keep on with the pouring sunlight thing.
It's actually very difficult to translate these regional languages. The strength of the grammar in this languages are very different to bring in basically any language to any language. Somehow I like when I even try to write in English and Hindi, something that comes in mind, I feel I can express only in Hindi. I can't express those in English. Probably maybe the literature mind. English vocabulary maybe not strong, but strong. Maybe not even Hindi, but something that expressions I feel come out strong in Hindi as compared to English.
सेम मेरे साथ हुआ है, इसीलिए मैंने हिंदी बुक्स पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर दिया कि मतलब कुछ जगह पे है ना जाकर हम लोग स्टक हो जाते हैं कि वर्ड्स ही नहीं याद आ रहे हैं,
नहीं
क्या हो रहा है, तो मतलब सूझ रहा है, कुछ याद आ रहा है कि इसके लिए कुछ वर्ड यूज किया था, लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या आ सकता है.
So that comes in English as well. Probably that's how the vocabulary while writing, especially a Friday word pe to I think we get stuck of lot of words. I go to Google and search. यार मेरे दिमाग में कुछ तो है, मैं उसको क्या बोलूं? तो
अभी वही होता
probably
है,
that's how.
फ्राइडे वर्ड्स आता है ना तो इमीडिएटली मराठी में मेरे दिमाग में कुछ ना कुछ चालू हो जाता है, लेकिन बाद में वो सोचता हूँ कि अरे हिंदी में लिखना है मुझे.
But I think this book is worth to read in Hindi.
I think we predominantly think in one language. All of us have different languages, and it may not be our mother tongue also for me. Whenever I think in English. I don't think in my mother tongue. So I think that is what comes to us the most easiest, and I think that is the language we should focus on while reading it, because that is when the most of the grasping will happen. Otherwise, it's going to be a PhD affair for me if I read something long in Hindi or Marathi. I'll be able to write a thesis.
Take a challenge. Read The Brothers Karamazov in Russian.
Oh my God. My God. Russian? I couldn't rather. I'm still on my way to finishing Crime and Punishment in English. You're talking about Russian.
I think we missed Renata here.
She would
so
have
many
been
different languages.
I think she reads in German. She reads in
French.
German.
She probably learned a language to read in.
Yeah, she's blessed for that.
Yeah. I've been trying
Renata's
to learn
doing
Japanese forever.
tons of
It's very
things.
difficult once you become like an adult, like a full-fledged adult. You cannot, your brain stops working. You're like, what are you doing to us? I don't want to do any of this anymore. Stop torturing me. Just be satisfied with what you have. You
But
cannot
I
learn
guess I think I go with Sachin. Like if you understand Hindi, so I think this book probably would have been good to read in Hindi. Obviously, if it takes long time and you don't understand the words, so I think at least to just the story, English, whatever the language is best that suits you, that you can connect with the story. So that is important. So I think
I think
I
to
think 1 hour ka book and we had more than 1 hour
1.5 hours.
discussion over the book.
Yeah, just to extend Prabha's description of Renata's being gifted with languages, uh, in the vein of Mastercard, for everyone else there is Duolingo. So,
Okay.
I
sorry,
was just
that
I
was a
was
PJ.
no, I was just about to say that when you're talking about learning different languages, I think one of the easiest languages to learn, and if you want to learn it on Duolingo, is Spanish. Not that I have learned, but my wife speaks pretty passable Spanish after learning it on Duolingo for just about 6 months. So I think Spanish is one of the easiest to pick up. I tried to learn Korean, but I got stuck at the syllables itself, so I didn't proceed.
Yeah, all
I'm
these
still
Asian
trying to learn
languages.
my mother tongue. My mom tried to teach me Tamil, write, read. I lost in those letters, words. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with the local Marathi language rather than go to
But
Tamil.
speaking of which, Mansi, I just saw your Insta post. Pankaj Kapoor has liked it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have
And
to go
Mansi
back and
didn't
see that
know.
now.
And Mansi didn't know it till we told her.
You know how clueless I am, Sachin. Please, I'm like done, finish. Ho gaya. I had to post. I did it.
Now I have to post. I'm so absent
Sivu,
on
did you
Insta.
read today ke post pe jo maine, the one I had
Yeah, you
reposted?
tagged me. Yeah, let me go and see.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is on Insta. It is not on
Yes,
Facebook.
Insta,
Yeah.
Insta, yeah.
Mansi,
Yeah, but
please
now guess
reply to him.
who's becoming
What am I
active
gonna
on
reply?
Insta.
Thank
He
you
has
for
not
your like.
commented.
Yeah, just reply to him. Saying thanks for the like. We would like to read Tuperi too, or at least join one of DYRT's discussions. We'll have another discussion on Tuperi.
Sachin, I think you should just write the review and do it yourself.
It's your review, like not mine.
I just got lucky, man. I'm sure you'll do a better job with yours.
Actually, yeah, I was surprised that a lot of people had, like, after reading, I thought I saw only Mansi's review. I didn't see anybody else like post review.
I've been lazy
I
with
posted
reviews.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think I have been
Nilesh has
also
posted
lazy.
one. Nilesh has
Yeah.
posted one.
So I'll
Nilesh has
read in
posted one.
Hindi and post a review.
I posted actually last month.
Now with Pankaj Kapoor's like, I'm sure many of us are motivated to write
I am going to do it.
Hey,
I
but
am so I'm so
since,
shamelessly like celebrity this thing. No, I will do it.
hey, most of the
I'm
time ऐसा
absent
होता है
on
जैसे
Insta, but now I'm going to be active.
मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ऐसा होता है क्योंकि हम लोग इंस्टा पे जो पोस्ट करते हैं ना, अभी जैसे 2-3 मेरे भी ऐसे हुए कि हिंदी प्रकाशन ने खुद के पेज पे शेयर किए और मतलब हमें भी पता नहीं होता और see what we are doing, we are tagging those people,
Exactly.
those publishing houses, तो वो लोग तो रीड करते हैं और कभी-कभी वो लोग अपने पेज पे भी ये करते हैं.
No, for them it is free publicity, no?
Exactly.
Why not? Somebody's read it and randomly posted.
Exactly.
So free publicity.
But do you
Even,
think that Insta pe Insta is becoming more active?
Yes,
than
yes.
is.
Insta is more future
not even
than the
Insta,
Facebook.
अपना
Okay.
फेसबुक पे भी जो मैंने इसका that actor, what is name, रेणुका शहाणे का हस्बैंड कौन है?
Yeah.
Ashutosh,
I have read it.
Ashutosh
आशुतोष का
Ashutosh Rana.
आशुतोष का
movie
कमेंट
रे.
आया था, मैंने उसका बुक पढ़ा था और मैंने उसका रिव्यू डाला तो उसका कमेंट आया था उसके ऊपर.
I was trying to get him. Somehow it did not work. One of our friend is connected closely to him. So maybe I'll just try to connect him again.
I wanted to make a suggestion that there are a lot of people who, in our group who write in Hindi and all. They should be like a Hindi book read for them, because I've seen Ashutosh Rana's that one book. I have read a sample of it, or even like there are many books in Hindi. This thing.
No, we're trying to get him, but I think he's like big celebrity, so thoda sa One of our
वो
friend,
तो ऐसे
Rana
हुआ
friend
है
in the
अभी
group is connected to him as part of family connected to him.
अभी
So I'll
फिलहाल
try
एक
to get.
कोई तो एक बुक पढ़ा था जिसकी ऑथर अभी अपने ग्रुप में ऐड हो गई थी लास्ट में। अभी बुक का नाम नहीं याद आ रहा है।
You can suggest, there are two things what we are doing. One is the book discussions, which Renata initiates because she has already have a lot of list people are recommending, members are recommending. The other things we can always have authors also in the forum, where book is not yet read, but the author wants to talk about the upcoming book and all that we are anyways doing. So these two are different things that will continue. So if you have any, if you get any connect of if you get connect of authors, तो आ सकते हैं हम कर सकते हैं उनको.
Only thing is, in such discussion, it would be better to have at least 10 to 15 people on the Zoom meet itself, because the author also should get their worth of time being spent with us. Not as if 2-3 लोगों से बात करके उनको कुछ मिलेगा उसको. They would need a good discussion around this. So that's the thing.
I think we can close this discussion. I think.
It's gone longer than the play and the book.
Seriously. People are leaving one by one without accepting the buys, So I thought one more leaves, better we say bye together.
Yeah. I have a question. How can I don't use Insta. How do I post my review on Insta?
So you have to, if you have a ID on Insta.
I do, but I just like log in. I've never used it.
So you can use it, and Insta is very simple, normal as a Facebook, and additional benefit is you can tag anyone.
Pankaj Kapoor, you can directly.
Yes. So
no, but like it's like if I want to post it in the DY, did you read?
No, you cannot post there. You have to tag us at the did you read today. So I will repost from that ID.
Oh, okay.
Just put hashtag did you read today, then that they'll get picked up. So whatever hashtag
also
you could put,
you can
hashtag
tag
hashtag Pankaj Kapoor, whatever. Then they get
you can tag directly the IDs as well. At the rate did you read today? Those IDs also work, like at the rate Pankaj Kapoor. So you can check
what hashtags did you put.
Book review. I think I did tag Pankaj Kapoor maybe. Dopehri, I remember I had tagged. Did you read today? So by default, books, Insta read, book review, book recommendations.
The best part is in Insta you can hashtag 100 hashtags also. And
exactly.
Really matter.
30 जाता है ना, minimum 30 hashtags accept कर.
हाँ, तो जो भी hashtag, for example, अगर पंकज कपूर ने वो hashtag दोपहरी सर्च किया, जितने भी दोपहरी tags सब दिखी. उसने उनको दिखा मानसी का post, तो इसलिए उन्होंने like किया.
Enough now, you're bragging enough over this.
Chalo. I think this was a very good discussion, and I think I joined it after 5 months for a long time for me. A break.
It was nice, and it's good. Like we got like a month at least to prepare, because I did not get a book till like 3 days ago, and then I read it. So
it was a fast reading.
Yeah.
Nitul, can you come on camera once? You can just take a quick screenshot then. At least jo log hai unka.
Before she leaves.
Yeah, because she's already put in a message.
Yeah. So we didn't take a screenshot earlier. So this looks like a tiny group now. Actually, there were at least 13 people.
There was quite a turnout.
I took 3 screenshots.
Okay.
But since people didn't know, I'm sure they weren't smiling, all of them.
Yeah, now I want to smile properly.
So Somji, we want to take the fourth one with smiles.
Sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully that has worked. Except me.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Somji, for organizing the Zoom.
Yes.
I think it's your right.
Yeah.
I think the problem is most of us do not have the professional Zoom. So 40 minutes may disconnect and reconnect. So this thing happens.
I have this because I have a Dungeons and Dragons session every Saturday that I DM. So it's a tabletop role playing game that I do over Zoom. So we can't do a 40-minute thing because it runs for 7 hours. So
wow.
We have this. Why not?
What session is this? Is it like a?
This is a role-playing game. So you kind of take on these fantasy characters, and you have swords and shields and bows and spells, and
That sounds very much like Big Bang Theory.
the game that they play is D&D. Is
Yeah,
Dungeons
Dungeons and
Dragons.
Dragons. Yeah.
Exactly. We kind of play a homebrew version of that, in which I have my own world, in which it's called Shalat, and in which there are various events that happen, and people have to go fight dragons and Kivanomancers and things like that, bad things, and people go and bash things up and feel good. So this has been going for about a year and a half, and this has been fantastic during the lockdown and the time that we're.
I'm sure. That's why you're so relaxed on the Sunday after it.
Sachin, you should do this.
I know.
उद्धव ठाकरे का
Anyway,
एड्रेस है.
thank you guys.
8:30.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Chalo,
Thank
bye-bye.
you. Bye, guys.
Bye guys. Have a
Nice to
good
see you.
Sunday, whatever is left of it.
Yep. Have a great
Yes,
evening.
thanks. Bye.
See you
Bye.
next month.
See you. Bye.
See you.